Welcome to Pishi Bomba. I'm your host, Claire Karatu. A big thank you for all of you who've been tuning in and of course trying our recipes here from the show. If you would like to be on the show and you've messaged us, we'd like to tell you to just be patient and we will reach out to you and have you on this very show. Now, if you're joining us for the first time, what we do here is we show you the step-by-step on how to make specific meals, meals that you've tried, meals that don't come out right, or meals that you just want to find out how they taste. We invite you on this set at Pneumatic and we cook with you so that by the time you leave the set, you know exactly how to prepare that meal. You can catch up on every single episode on ntvkenya.co.ke and of course inbox us on all our social media pages. That's Pishi Bomba, NTV Kenya and Claire_Karatu. Now down to the cooking to find out what we'll be making on this episode. With an array of ingredients. I know you're curious to find out what we'll be making, so let's welcome our guest Cynthia so she can tell us. Welcome, Cynthia. Hi. How are you? Welcome to the show.
I'm fine.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Please, please tell us what you'd like to learn how to make and why. Why?
Today we're going to learn how to make Swahili kebabs because it's my favorite junk food. It's junk food, right?
Not really, but yeah, you can call it junk food. It's fine.
Yeah, so I eat it too much, so I even want to know how to make it in my place by myself.
Yeah. Okay, and you're about to find out how to make it.
Yeah.
And when you say the Swahili, so we're not doing the Swahili one, we're just doing the normal Kenyan kebab. Because the Swahili kebab doesn't have egg. It's basically just the mincemeat which you shape. It's similar to the Arabic and the Indian one, right? But I know the kebab you aren't talking about nile tunapatanga tao. There you go. I got you, girl. I got you. All right, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna tell her the ingredients that we're using. The spices may be confusing. Spices unaweza tumia tu chumvi na spices ambazo unapenda. So for me, I'm using the garam masala, some turmeric, black pepper, cumin, salt, Spanish paprika, coriander. But again, for the spices, it's according to what you like.
What you like.
Inaitwa nini beef cube hapo ndani. It's
Cool.
up to you. Now we've got ginger and we've got garlic that's minced. Tuna breadcrumbs, tuna vitunguu. Hii waru nitakuonyesha vile tutafanya nayo. Most of the time it's an effective way to cut costs. Kama utaki kutumia mincemeat pekee, you can add waru. And then we've got some dania, mincemeat, mayai ya kuchapia, and then we'll fry it. Now of course unga. Unga tutatumia si yoyote, just a little bit. Kidogo tu.
And what kind of flour is this?
Regular flour. So it doesn't have to be self-raising, it doesn't have to be any special flour, just regular ile ya chapati.
Okay.
Is even the best. Sawa. I'm going to ask you to please kindly wash your hands. I'm going to give her an apron. And the first thing we're going to do is going to start incorporating our flavors. Now, as we do it here on the show, I make, she makes. We both make. And at the end of it all, she will be walking out of here absolutely confident in knowing how to make this specific dish. You can either put full or half, it's up to you. There you go. And what we'll start with is I'll start by heating our oil. Now we've got a pan here that I will make sure that the oil is nice and heated. And of course we will have one for deep frying as well, which I'll begin to just heat on a very low heat. All right, now before we do that, I'm gonna go ahead and serve you a drink so that as we go, unaweza kuda, you can take a sip. All right, just to refresh on yourself. I'm gonna put some for myself as well. Thank you. Cheers. Cheers. Oh, cheers. Cheers, Cynthia. All right, now as we go, I'm gonna ask you to please come this side and put in our onions into the fryer. Remember, it's quite hot, so I'm just gonna make sure that I reduce that for you. So just dump the onions. We have 2 large onions there.
All of it?
All of it, all of it. Just to me, wewe na mimi. Pole, have you burnt yourself?
Okay.
Okay, sawa, I'm sorry. Okay. There you go, and then we're gonna go ahead and give that a mix. And as that goes, what we're gonna add in is our salt. Remember, we want to season everything. Kwa hivyo hutaki kitu ambayo haionji vizuri. You want to make sure you season absolutely everything. And then as that is going, I'm gonna go ahead and begin to add in our spices. Now, why I'm adding the spices is so that I can cook them down kiasi, zisiwe overpowering kwenye kebab. Yeah, unazionja tu lakini kwa umbali, right? And then at this point is where I'm gonna add in the ginger. Too much? No, it's fine.
It's enough.
It's enough. It's enough. It's enough. And of course the garlic. Can we ever have so much garlic? No, we can't. And then I'm going to ask you to give that a mix. I'm going to add a teaspoon of turmeric, a teaspoon of black pepper, some cumin powder, a teaspoon as well. Just continue to give that a mix. Actually, the cumin I'll add a teaspoon and a half. And then we have some coriander, which I'll also put a teaspoon and a half. And then at this point, I'm going to add in our garam masala, which I'll put just a teaspoon and a half as well. Right? All right, please give that a lovely mix. And lastly, I'm going to add in our Spanish paprika. Just lovely, lovely, lovely. Cook through the smell. You can get the aromas of the garlic, ginger, pia, inanukia.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to add just a bit more salt. And that's about it. You just want to cook it until it's translucent. Sorry. Now I'm going to ask you to jump over this side because we are done with that. You can just leave the mwiko right on top. That is absolutely perfect. And actually, I'll grab some of your mwiko. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a chunk of the mincemeat and I'm going to give you a chunk of the mincemeat. And then what I'll do is I'll begin by adding 2 tablespoons of my breadcrumbs straight in there. Please go ahead and add the same. A pinch of dania, depending on how much you like or how little you like. You love dania? Then go ahead and feel happy. Be happy with that. And I'm going to add in a pinch of salt, just to make sure that it's just as seasoned as the rest of my ingredients here. And because of the fact that I'm adding potatoes, you won't add. I just wanted to show you
two different
ways. Exactly. I'm gonna go ahead and take our kitungu, which we have fried with the lovely spices, and I'm going to put half of it in there for myself. You can go ahead and put in the rest for yourself as well. Yes, ma'am. Put it this way. Let me hold it for you.
Okay.
There you go. The rest of it in there for yourself. Wonderful. All right, now I want you to take this mwiko because I don't want you to burn yourself, and then just begin to incorporate everything in there. Mix it. We put our pinch of salt, yes?
Yeah.
Mix it in there. Now, because of the fact that this is one version, I'm going to show you the cost effective. If you want to use less of the minced meat, you can go ahead and dump in warus in there as well. Some potatoes which are boiled in seasoned water. So it's also, it also has chumvi. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my potatoes in there. That looks wonderful. I'm wondering if we should add Now this is the version with the potatoes roughly mashed in there, and then this is a version without the potatoes that have not been mashed in there. So the essence now is we're going to begin to shape them, but before we do that, we're going to go on a short break and we'll be right back.
You're watching Pishi Bomba in association with Ajab Home Baking Flour, the flour that does more.
All right, now we are back in the kitchen. Of course, welcome to Pishi Bomba. We've been making some kebabs here with Cynthia, who has learned the step-by-step on how to do it. Cynthia, so far?
So
easy.
good, yeah.
Easy. And what we're doing now is we're rolling them up because we're about to fry them. All right, now what we want is a cylindrical shape that's going to cook very, very fast. You can decide on how big you want the sizes of your kebab. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shape them just about a palm sized and about very thin so that we can be able to fry them quick. Now remember, mine were the ones with the potatoes. Please place yours on the side. Perfect. And we're gonna go ahead and just finish the rest of the mincemeat. We are done with the process, so we're just going to clear up over here and then we'll get to adding the next part, right? All right, you may come, actually you don't even need to wash your hands because we're going to dip it in, let me just crack some eggs for you. I'm going to crack 3 eggs for you. And what this is going to do is it's going to be dipped in the flour, dipped in the egg, and then deep fried. Then we'll dip it in the egg again, and then deep fry, and then dip it in the egg again, and then deep fry. That's how we get, it's a process. That's how we get the lovely outer coating of mayai. Okay. It's not anything else, it's just mayai that's been deep fried, right? And I will add just a pinch of salt just to make sure we have just a touch. And then what we'll do is we'll beat it. So that we get that lovely fluffy outer coating that's almost crunchy and eggy without knowing that it's egg, right? And that's about it. So now what we'll do is I need you to grab one. You can grab either or. You can grab the potatoes, and then you want to coat it in the flour. Make sure that it's fully coated on the tips, and just like that, completely coated. There you go. And I'm just gonna make sure that our oil is nice and hot because you want to fry it real quick and then get it out, okay? So now what we're gonna do is we're going to coat it with egg. Just one light coat. You can go ahead and use a fork just to get it on there. There you go. Please go ahead and do the same thing. All right, now at this point, I'm going to need you to be extremely careful. It's going to be low heat, and then we're just gonna dump it in there. Be careful. Be careful. There you go. Well done. All right, now we don't want to cook it completely. We just want to lightly fry it. In fact, it's not even supposed to go that brown. We're gonna take it out immediately, and we're going to pop it back into the egg. And I'll go ahead and take yours out immediately and pop it back into the egg. Now what this does is it's just the layers. Isn't it coming out already like you like it, right? And we're gonna add another layer of this just straight on there. Should I pop it back into the fire for you? Or you can do it?
Just do it.
Okay, fine. I'll do it for you. And what we're gonna do is just make sure we have another coating of egg, and we're gonna drop it back into the fire. Now I prefer to do it 3 times, 2-4 times, depending on the size of the kebab. But you can even do it once, it's also fine. But if you do it once, you want to make sure that you let your kebab cook through, right? Okay. All right, so I'm gonna take mine out again. As you can see, it's formed the lovely, lovely layers that you're looking for.
So that's how it gets thicker.
That's how it gets thicker. It's just, you see already, it's getting nice and thick, and you want to take out all your egg strands as well. And then you do it again, right? So we're just gonna coat it again with a nice coating of egg, and you want to make sure that you coat it completely, just all the way through, and then that's that. And then we're gonna dunk it back again. Now we're gonna do that with the rest of the kebabs, and then we will be back when most of them are cooked through. We're gonna go to the kitchen hack segment as we do this whole process, and we'll be right back. Welcome to the kitchen hack segment, and I'm going to be showing you an easy way to make sure that your mushrooms are absolutely clean. All right, now what we have here is we've got some button mushrooms. Mushrooms are grown from spores and therefore tend to grow very close to the ground or where they're being grown on. And what we have here is, if you can see, we've got some very clear dust particles. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean one with just regular water and show you the difference of how clean you can actually get your mushrooms. All right, now right from the start, we can see that we've got the particles sort of falling off of the mushrooms, and I'm just going to make sure that I just rub them off. And this is typically how most people would clean their mushrooms, or they would chop them up and clean them. Now we've got these villi-like structures inside the mushrooms that form to hold a lot of the soil particles. Now this is the water that we have, which has a lot of the dirt and a lot of the particles that you've been able to clean out. On this bowl we have regular mushrooms, which also do have just the same amount of soil particles on that. And what we're going to do with this one is we're going to toss it in some flour. What that does is it gets into the little pockets that we have in the mushrooms and sort of like it attaches itself to the sand particles. So we're just going to give that a rub. And then you want to also sort of just rub it. Just rub the mushrooms in that flour. And make sure you toss it just to get the flour into those pockets that we have in the mushrooms. And then at this point is when we want to take out our mushrooms. You can just hold them. I'm going to take out all the mushrooms that we have in there, and I'm going to empty our flour. And then at this point, when we have all of the mushrooms coated in that flour, we're going to add our water and begin to rinse those off. What this does is it makes sure that you get the particles in the pockets out with the flour, because it just combines with that soil that's typically stuck in there. I'm going to pour this water and then give it another rinse. But as you can see, it's dirtier. It's got a lot more particles in there from the sand. So I'll give this a rinse and then I'll top them over here. All right, now we've rinsed that out completely. I'm going to just place our mushrooms there. There we have it. We have our nice clean pockets. The flour is completely rinsed out, whereas this, you may tend to have a little bit of residual sand in there. All right, that's it. That's basically how to be able to clean your mushrooms. All right, and there we have it. We have our lovely kebabs. Is it like the ones you wanted to know how to make?
Yeah,
Yes?
exactly. They even look better.
Oh, thank you. That's so nice. All right, please, I want you to grab, not from the stack, I want you to grab one of these ones because they're nice and small, so that we can sort of just like taste it. I'll go ahead and grab one with you and taste it with you. Oh, I think I got the one without the potatoes. Yeah, you got the one with the potatoes.
Yeah,
okay.
I did.
Let me see.
You can feel the spices.
Yeah,
So sweet.
and not too much. You know, funny thing, I think I prefer the ones with the potatoes.
Same.
Yeah, you too.
Even
Yeah,
the
even the making
potatoes.
and everything. And there we have it. Now you know how to make kebabs. Who are you making for?
My mom, dad, and siblings. Yeah. Hi.
In fact, you were supposed to bring us back from remember we had gone to the kitchen hack segment. So maybe what you can do is sign us out. Just say a quick goodbye and what we've made, who you are, and what you've learned.
Hi guys, I'm Cynthia Kavindu. You can find me on Instagram at _c.kavindu. Thank you for watching the show Pishi Bomba, and we hope you learned something, and we hope you're able to make kebab.
Yes, and I hope you are too.
I am,
Yes.
and I'm going to make this for my mom. Dressed up by my mom, by the way.
You should shout her out. Mom, thank you for dressing up today and for watching. What's her
Thank you for
name?
watching. Phoebe.
Oh.
Phoebe Kyoko.
Thank you, Mama Cynthia, for watching.
Yeah, and everyone else, thank you for watching. See you next time.
Here on Pishi Bomba, great job. We've been here in the kitchen at the Pneumatic Kitchen, and of course you can be on this very show to learn how to make a meal that you've always wanted to learn. That's by simply inboxing us on all our social media platforms, Pishi Bomba Claire_Karatu or NTV Kenya. I can see you with it. You've been watching the show. I love it. And of course you can catch up on every single episode. That's on ntvkenya.co.ke. That's it for tonight. Happy cooking. Bye. Hey, thank you. It's okay. Ready? Welcome to Pishi Bomba. I'm your host, Claire Karatu. This is your beautiful love. I will come out the way you want it to come out. Yeah, but I just love cooking.
I always thought you were so
No.